Hey everybody, my name is Marcy. Thank you for clicking on that thumbnail. Always showing up, showing your girls some love. Today I have something very exciting. I am doing a collaboration with Chris over at the Perfume Nest. You know, Chris is lovely. Loved her from day one that I found her channel. She's bubbly, or she found my channel. One of the two. We found each other, so that's all that matters. She's so bubbly. She's really quirky. You know, I'm goofy and just always, you know, just that not a dark sense of humor, but we have a sense of humor. And I absolutely find her entertaining. And every time we're having a conversation, we really have a good time talking. So we decided to do a collaboration together. There were so many things circling in our head of what to do. So we ultimately decided on fragrances that are hard to hate. You all know that we work in a hospital environment, and we try not to be offensive to most people, but you know, you're gonna wear what you want to wear, but you try to, you know, just be aware of your surroundings, you know, and the people around you, the patients, you know, administration, whoever it is. You try to be aware of your surroundings and be mindful of other people that are working with you. So we chose 10 fragrances that are very hard to hate. So if you really hate these fragrances, then I'm gonna need you to check yourself, because most of these fragrances are beautiful, they're elegant, they're not offensive, you know, they're just really pretty fragrances that you can really wear around anybody and they will not be offended, y'all. So I am so excited to be talking to you all about these fragrances. And like I said, we have 10. You know, we won't be all day discussing notes, but we will maybe discuss some things that I've gone through at work regarding fragrances that you know, was not so I guess, you know, nice that I wore the fragrance to work. You know, a couple times I got a couple of complaints, but these fragrances here, I've worn them multiple times and no one has complained about what I've worn. I've gotten more compliments than anything on all of these fragrances here, except for one, and we're gonna go discuss that one a little bit later on. We'll discuss that one last. So the very first one we're gonna talk about today, but before we do this, please comment, like, subscribe, turn on those notification bells so that every time I do upload a video, you can give me your feedback, recommendation, comment, all that. Follow me on Instagram. It's Marshmello. You know, we just have a lot of fun over there. Chris and her reels, Marcy and her reels, you know, and all of our jokes and memes and all that revolving around fragrances and healthcare. But yeah, we absolutely have a lot of fun over there. So the very first one we're going to talk about today, which I have never heard anybody say that they hated this fragrance, and this is by the House of BDK. This is a very calming fragrance, very light in scent fragrance. A lot of people say that the performance is not that great, but I get a pretty decent performance out of it. Even when you overspray most of these fragrances here today, they are still not offensive. They are still not going to get on your nerves, y'all. And the very first one is Ce Soir by the House of BDK. Now in Ce Soir, you get like a quince, you get vanilla, you get a little tad bit of black pepper, which makes it a little spicy. It adds character to the fragrance. You get a beautiful note of, I think there's some florals in here as well, orange blossom, Moroccan jasmine, that's not heady, but it's a really pretty fragrance. And I've actually given out 2 recommendations for this fragrance. One of my coworkers actually bought the fragrance. Another one bought the travel size from the site. And every single time I wear this fragrance to work, Ce Soir, BDK, and I definitely overspray, I am offending no one and they absolutely love it. So if you hate this fragrance, if there's something about it that drives you crazy, then I'm gonna need you to try it again. You know, I'm gonna need you to check yourself, okay? So anyway, Ce Soir, BDK, and that's the very first one. These are in no particular order. Absolutely love them all, okay? The very next one is a fragrance head cult favorite, and this is by the House of Guerlain, and this is Mon Guerlain, the EDP Intense. Everybody knows that, yes, the Intense is so much better than the original. Even though the Intense is heavier, it's still not offensive. It's less lavender to me. It's less screeching. I get so many compliments on this fragrance. fragrance. There's a bit of a dent in here because I do wear it to work often. And it's just a really pretty, elegant, non-offensive, a work environment, signature scent type fragrance that people absolutely love. Even if you don't like lavender, you will still love this fragrance, y'all. So for those that don't like a heavy lavender or that is intolerable to the note of lavender, you might want to try the Intense instead of the EDP, y'all. It's just a beautiful fragrance and I absolutely love it. Like I said, I get no complaints on this fragrance, you know. I wore this a couple times. My patients absolutely loved it. You know, the nurses absolutely loved it. And there was one time that there was an ambulance guy. Actually, this was a woman. This wasn't a guy. She said, I wore Mon Guerlain to work. And as I walked by her, she smelled my really soft, beautiful, like sweet sillage. And she said, what do you have on? You smell really good. I said, Mon Guerlain, the Intense version, y'all. So anyway, get your nose on this. Like I said, the lavender is non-irritating. It's not even a factor really in this fragrance because it's so very light. It's not heady and it's very creamy and smooth. And I absolutely love it, y'all. Not offensive. So if you don't like this one, check yourself, okay? No, anyway, this is a very non-offensive fragrance and definitely an amazing signature scent. So the next one we're going to go into is almost in that same realm. It's really pretty. It's really light. It's really non-offensive. And this is MFK's Gentle Fluidity Gold. And this is a really beautiful vanilla centered fragrance. There's juniper berries. There's cedar in here. You know, there's a little bit of woodiness in the dry down, but I really get like a slight berry fruitiness, a slight greenness in the opening. But you get that vanilla, you get some spiciness as well. I think there's like some cloves in here or coriander. There's amber. Oh, there's nutmeg in here. I was about to say, I smell a little bit of warm spiciness. But this fragrance is probably the like less offensive fragrance, most loved fragrance. If you love this, most people have a bigger bottle of this fragrance, but this fragrance is loved throughout the entire fragrance community, loved all over the world, and it's very non-offensive, and it's very hard to hate, y'all. If you don't like Gentle Fluidity Gold, then yeah, I don't know what to tell you, but everyone absolutely loves this. Let me know down in the comments if you are one that do not like Gentle Fluidity Gold, because we're going to have us a little chat after this, or a talk or a DM over on Instagram, y'all. All right, MFK's Gentle Fluidity Gold. Gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. Yeah, beautiful. So the next one we're going to go with is Delina La Rose. Even if you don't like rose, you're definitely going to love this rose fragrance. So in here you have some lychee, which is not like the original Delina. It's non-screeching. It's very watery. It's gorgeous. Every time I wear this fragrance, this is a true rose fragrance, you guys. And it's a non-offensive, it's a non-screechy, non-heady rose fragrance. Every time I wear this to work, and I wear it often, I get so many compliments. I get more compliments wearing this one to work than I do Delina. No one hates this fragrance. You know, one time I wore Delina Exclusive to work, and it was a bit much. It was a bit much for me because we were basically in almost like a little mini code, and I think I started sweating, and then it started projecting even more, and I think I became offensive to my own self. So, but with this fragrance, you know, it's very non-offensive for work. You get a watery rose, a peony, a lychee. You also get some Haitian vetiver in here. It's not a very harsh vetiver. It's very mild, calming. All of these fragrances are like mentally stimulating, and they're very hard to hate, y'all. Absolutely love it. And this is Zelena La Rose. I want to say MFK a la Rose, but no, this is Delina La Rose, because MFK a la Rose is actually slightly annoying to me because of the greenness of the rose. It's like a fresh rose with green grass or green stems, but mainly I really get the green stem. This one is very beautiful, elegant, uplifting, bright. It's vibrant and it's subdued at the same time. It's gorgeous, y'all. Get your nose on this. Delina La Rose. So the next one we're going to talk about is a really beautiful fragrance, and I am going to have to pick it up because I thought I left it at one point. So this is Erin, and this is Hibiscus Palm. I love this fragrance. In here you have hibiscus, ylang ylang, you have coconut. I should have included this in my coconut series and I didn't. I have way too many coconut fragrances to remember, but this is a very pretty fragrance. There's a really mild ginger in here. There's a beautiful hibiscus note in here. You know, it's very creamy. This is like a really creamy, slightly, you know, it's very fluffy, creamy, elegant, you know. Absolutely love this fragrance, and it's super non-offensive, great for work environment, great for working around kids. This fragrance is very hard to hate. It's definitely one that I pretty much think everybody would love, man, woman, boy, child, as Sheree would say, and it's a gorgeous fragrance, and this is Erin Hibiscus Palm. Let me know who in the crowd or who that is watching does not like Hibiscus Palm. Now, don't be funny. I'm being serious. If you get your nose on it, if you really got your nose on it, let me know if you don't like the fragrance, because this is a very elegant and pretty fragrance, okay? But I really want to know, because I think because I get so many compliments on these fragrances and they're super non-offensive, I really think that these fragrances are hard to hate, y'all, okay? That is the theme, hard to hate. So the next one we're going to go with is one with a really pretty vanilla, and I did not know that there was jasmine tea in here as well. So this is a bourbon vanilla. There's jasmine tea. There's some blackcurrant, pink pepper in here. It's not spicy at all. This is a really mild vanilla fragrance with a little bit of fruitiness from the blackcurrant. It's not a really heavy blackcurrant as in the C line, the Armani C line, but this blackcurrant mixed with a bourbon vanilla is really, really just warm and, you know, inviting, kind of like a, just a very comforting scent. You know, everyone loves this fragrance, and this is definitely one that is hard to hate. And this is Valentino, and this is Born in Roma, y'all. The next one we're going to go with is a gorgeous fragrance, very light. You can definitely overspray this fragrance. And this is by the House of Goldfield and Banks, and this is Sunset Hour. Sometimes I can't even smell this fragrance on myself, you know, and that is how non-offensive it is. But other people smell it on me. So in here, you have a desert peach, raspberry, orange, pink pepper. You have a beautiful note of light sandalwood. It's not too woody. It's very creamy, but bright at the same time, you know. Love this scent. My juice has gotten a little darker from when I originally, you know, purchased it. But I'm definitely getting more of that peachy, you know, what is it? That desert peach scent in here. It almost looks like a dragon fruit to me. But yeah, it's really pretty. A light, airy, fruity scent with a little bit of like creamy sandalwood. Y'all, non-offensive, you know. This fragrance is definitely a love for anybody that will probably get their nose on it. And this fragrance is definitely, absolutely 100% hard to hate, y'all. Love this. And this is Sunset Hour by Goldfield and Banks. So the next one we have is, let's see. Let's go with Elixir, okay? So in Elixir, there's a slew of notes in here. There's peach, there's raspberry, there's orris, there's violet in here. There's some woody notes in here. There's bergamot in here as well. But it's a stunning fragrance. It's light, it's airy. This could definitely be a signature scent. It costs a bit much to be a signature scent, because when I think about signature scents, I think about something that's very affordable because you're going to go through it really fast. But if you got the coins, then let this be a signature scent, okay? It's beautiful. And this is Roja's. This is Elixir Perfume. And absolutely love this fragrance. Every time I've worn it to work. One time somebody was like, who smells rich? You know, and I was like, oh, do I? Okay. But it smells very elevated, very elegant, non-offensive. You know, it's such a stunning, beautiful fragrance with some very light florals. There's rose in here. I think there's heliotrope in here. That gives it a slight powderiness, but you really get the raspberry, the peach, like the fruits in here. That brightens the fragrance up, and that makes it really, really juicy and beautiful and elegant. This fragrance is definitely hard to hate, okay? Everyone loves this fragrance when I do it to work, but then they look at the price and then it's like, oh, you know, is there something that is like that or that is inspired by this? And I'm like, no, not that I have heard of lately or have found, okay? So the next one is last but not least. Actually, there's one more, y'all. Last but not least, we're doing 10. Not last but not least, there's one more. So there's Chance Eau Fraiche. In here, it's a really bright citrusy fragrance. It's very clean. You get a little woodiness, you know, in here. But ultimately, it smells like a bit of like a laundry, like fabric softener, you know, with a little bit of woodiness and some lemon, you know, and some bergamot. But this is a very beautiful scent. I've gotten so many compliments on this fragrance at work. It's ridiculous. From men, women, everybody. 2 or 3 people have purchased this fragrance because of me at work. This is a very non-offensive, a very bright, clean fragrance, and I absolutely love it. But this is definitely a great signature scent. This is definitely a great work scent. Like I said, it's very non-offensive and it's very hard to hate because it just makes you smell very clean and very bright and very airy. But yeah, a gorgeous fragrance. Get your nose on this. I was late to the party with these Chance fragrances, but I am here now. I have arrived and I am loving them, y'all. Hard to hate, y'all. Get your nose on this, okay? If you want a very clean fragrance that you can wear, you know, you can wear this throughout the year as a signature scent, but mainly in the spring, summer, and fall. This one will definitely give you an amazing performance. Almost every single one of these fragrances today, they have a really good performance. Like I said, the only one that I didn't smell on myself was Sunset Hour, but then someone else smelled me. So you can get about a good 6 hours out of every single one of these fragrances today, depending on how you spray. All right, so the next one, last but not least, for the hard to hate fragrances, we have Twilly. And unfortunately, Twilly might be in my declutter. I'm not sure, y'all. I did put this in my declutter pile because I don't wear it, but I still love it. But I don't wear it, and I think somebody else will be able to enjoy it. But I love it, you know. I don't hate it at all. But it's a really pretty tuberose, a creamy tuberose. Vanilla, warm, spicy. I think there's some pink pepper in here. It's a beautiful fragrance. You get some ginger, you get some orange blossom, tuberose, you get some mandarin. But I absolutely love this fragrance. The masses all across the board in the fragrance community world, they all pretty much love this scent. I have never met, aside from myself, you know, now all the flankers I'm really not sure about because they have extra ginger inside. They may have some extra tuberose inside, but the original Twilly EDP is very, very hard to hate. Compliments galore at work on this one. I think I've worn it about 4 times, and people loved it, you know, and I don't know, I may be keeping it. We shall see. All right, a fragrance, Twilly, the EDP, that is very hard to hate. Really creamy, subdued, mild, calm. All these fragrances are very mentally stimulating, and I think that's why when other people are around me and I wear them to work, you know, they are deep breathing and they are absolutely in love with every single one of them. They're like, Marce, what do you have on? A lot of people look forward to me walking in. They'll come over to me. You know, I got a face over here sniffing my neck, and then I got a face over here sniffing like, what do you have on today? You know, it smells really good. I'm like, oh, okay, you're here. But yeah, anyway, love this fragrance, okay? Now, I have worn a fragrance or 2 to work, you know, that one person just absolutely hates. You know, you have that one person at work, because sometimes I do bring fragrances to work, and I just kind of like when we have breaks or a little bit of relief time or downtime, you know, if there's absolutely nothing to do because, you know, I work the night shift, there's always something to do at work, but, you know, you don't want to be clinging and clanging and disturbing the patients. So sometimes I'll put some samples on the table, but you got that that one person that just hates every single thing that you wear. They just ignore you. They despise you. They despise your fragrance sniffing. They despise the sample sniffing. They just give you the side eye and look at you crazy, y'all. So on those days, you know, I've worn a fragrance or two that really annoyed the person, but I really didn't care because pretty much the masses love that fragrance. And that is going to be my fragrance that we're going to talk about today. But for me, when I wear this fragrance to work, I get tons and tons of compliments aside from that one person that just absolutely hates fragrances. And Chris knows, I think she told us that she had that one or two people at her job that absolutely despises smelling like anything, you know. And a couple of times I've worn this fragrance because I needed a boost. I needed a pick me up. I needed to be lifted mentally, emotionally, all of that. So this is my fragrance that has the best ginger and rose note, ginger, pink pepper, and rose note. And I absolutely love it. And when I'm feeling a little, you know, just stressed, you know, when I've had a hard night and I need a boost, I throw on this fragrance. And this is My New York. And this has the best ginger, uplifting, bright, effervescent, vibrant ginger scent in here with pink pepper and that very bright rose in here. Yeah, this is like one of my favorite fragrances to wear to work. And it may annoy one or two people, but mainly that one person. But, you know, I'm not concerned. You know, they'll be gone soon. And I absolutely love this fragrance. And it just brings me so much joy, you know. Yeah, just smelling this fragrance, it just makes it makes you come alive. It brings your brain alive. It brings the neurons and the sensories and all the dendrites and, you know, all the electrons, you know, in your brain. It just brightens them up. It makes them wake up. You know, it makes everything perk up, you know, not everything, but most things, you know. But anyway, love this fragrance. And this is BOND9, My New York. And I'm still going to wear this fragrance to work. So, you know, I love it. And it puts me in the most amazing mood. And it can be a work scent. But, you know, like I said, you have those certain people that just don't love anything on anybody. And we can't be too concerned with those people, okay? To an extent, but for the most part, they're gonna hate it if you wear water. If you wear sweat to work, they're gonna hate it, okay? If you wear your pheromones to work, they're gonna hate it. If you wear ambroxan to work, they're gonna hate it. So anyway, non-factors, okay? All right, thank you all for watching this review. Can't wait to see what Chris has as her fragrances that are hard to hate. We did not discuss any of our fragrances ahead of time, so it's definitely going to be a surprise to see what she has chosen for her fragrances that are hard to hate. Go out into the world, spread amazing sillage, do good, be good, all of that. And y'all, just be mindful of those around you when you are wearing scents to work, you know, especially if you work in a hospital environment around babies, children, you know, anybody that may possibly have allergies. All right, all of that. Love you all. Bye-bye.